so you know,
It didn't work.
it didn't really work. So after the rights reverted back to John and me, John, who started Hedwig with me and played Hedwig, um, we decided that we would just wait for people to want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So like an actor in Seattle wanted to do it, and he had a band he wanted to do it with in a bar that was going to give him space.
Did they do it?
They did it.
Cool.
And we were like, and we get very little money up front, but we got a nice piece of the door.
What if couldn't it be a tour though? Like since it's like, couldn't you do it in the way you did it off Broadway, but as a whole tour, like every night you're in a new city, like in a venue, like if we go on tour, we play venues. Couldn't you just do that every night, like a whole rock tour?
If somebody wanted to do it,
how cool would that be?
Actually, somebody did want to do it, but
awesome.
But people that are less, other people were like, I don't know if that's a good idea, and I was mad.
Be awesome.
But yeah, a fairly well-known actor wanted to do it.
Really?
Yeah.
Can't say who though.
Joe Gordon-Levitt.
He wanted to do it?
He wanted to do exactly
as a
what you
whole
just
tour?
described, as a tour.
I wonder why he doesn't do it.
Maybe
he'll do it.
Maybe he will.
Maybe he's watching this right now.
Maybe he is. Joe, are you watching?
You gonna do this or not?
Yeah.
Hey, you'll trend. You're gonna trend. What about, okay, so we're already at 30 minutes.
Wow.
So then, let me ask you another question.
Okay.
I'll just ask you like a couple quick questions. What have you learned? What's like the biggest thing you've learned so far that you like comes back to you, like you kind of apply that piece of information to a lot of things in your life with music and your career? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it always like, it's like, oh, that's so true. Like that one thing I figured out, that saying or that thing that I have really, really is like, you know, is still valid in my life.
The one thing?
No, I mean, not, yeah, I mean, like, what's, not, I mean, you don't have to think of the number one thing, but like, what's something just off the top of your head that like, you know, like, oh, that's, you know, like, that's, it's a saying that you really admire because you find it very real as far as like, your life.
You know, I think it's going to be that sort of cliche of genius being 1% inspiration, 99% perspiration. I just find that my music is better when I work harder.
Mm-hmm. When you put it, because you were saying how when you write, like you really, really spend a lot of time like honing it in, like what you write, right?
If I'm being,
like,
you know,
like,
if I'm being serious about it, like you know, if I'm not, then it doesn't become as good. You know, you don't put. I mean, sometimes that inspiration might happen before the. I mean, that perspiration might happen before a song. Like you,
right.
Like you apply yourself every single day, and you're just writing and you're writing, you're writing, you're writing, you're practicing, you're practicing, you're practicing, and then one day, very, very quickly, you write some really incredible thing that needs very little revision.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not because you're so inspired; it's because you've been practicing.
Well, because you believe that, do you think that a lot of the musicians you admire, like Paul McCartney, when you were playing me songs, do you feel like that he must have done that, like it's if they reached that point of making all these great songs, that was probably the way they lived their lives too?
Yeah, except then I mystify him. I would just think, oh well, he's a natural,
Right.
But like I don't think a day goes by that he doesn't pick up an instrument. You know,
Right.
Like I don't. I bet he never doesn't pick up an instrument and play every
Right.
single day of his
Right.
life. And when he was, and if you look at all the members of his band, the first one, you know, when they were playing together all the time and writing and in the studio all the time, they got really good.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
and then they all stayed really good for the first few years, and then the more and more that some of them maybe got away from it, the less and less
Mm-hmm.
good they got.
Right.
You know, and then you get back to it and it comes back. You
Right.
know, but like I would say, even though I told you that one of my rules is nobody cares what you don't like, but like I don't think Ringo is as good a drummer as he was when he was playing every single day with the Beatles.
Or for even like athletes too, right?
Yeah.
Like basketball player or something. If they're not spending the summer shooting and working out, like they're probably gonna have a harder time.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Does that mean the interview's gone too
No,
long?
my alarm beeped. Okay, and then let me think of a last question. So, what about what do you think of music today? Like bands, because you grew up listening to bands, you were excited by music and the bands around you, or not exciting things, which made you even more inspired to find things you liked. Like, what do you like today? Do you keep up with stuff, or not specific people or specific groups, but are you overall, is there like, have you gone in and out of being excited about stuff and being like, oh man, I always hear people go like, oh, no, music is terrible today. It's all this, all that. Like, do you have phases where you're like, you feel that way, and then phases where you're like, wow, there's a lot of good stuff today? For like the music scene and band, do you feel like there's hope for people, or is
my boyfriend downloads a lot of music,
mm-hmm.
and for the most part, I tend to be like, we listen to stuff, and I get very, very turned on, and I'll go through phases like a couple of years ago or a year ago or so, it was like Wolf Parade and everything that the Wolf Parade guy did, because he had a bunch of different groups. You know Wolf Parade?
Mm-hmm. Like, oh, sorry. But
yeah,
it's you mostly hear it through his playlist.
Yeah, well, we have the one set of speakers in the house, so
Right.
so he's like playing. He's just always downloading music. There's a lot of stuff. Yeah, songs, now.
Albums, not
some albums.
Oh, really? That's good.
We have High Violet. That's what it's called, right?
Mm-hmm.
The national album. We have a lot of albums.
Mm-hmm.
And singles, albums and singles.
Mm-hmm.
Or songs, because they're not really singles necessarily. But yeah, I like a lot of new stuff. I also can get turned on by old stuff.
Yeah.
Like
what's an old record that you missed and now you're like, wow, how did I miss that? Or a song or band.
Oh, like a rock thing?
Yeah, like a band from the 60s or 70s or 50s, or an artist that you were like, oh my gosh, I didn't even know this artist had this catalog. It was so great. That our viewers should check out.
Oh God, I have no idea how to answer that question.
Because there's so many.
There's so many, or there's
or you didn't miss anything.
I didn't miss anything. I didn't really listen to a lot of The Cure when I was in college, but I've gone back. I like them now more than I did.
Really?
Then, but I don't know. I really don't know how to answer that. There's things I get more into.
Yeah.
I recently decided I like pet sounds.
Oh, then that.
Yeah, I just got into it.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
It took me a long time.
That's cool.
So there's that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so good.
But I would say that in general, you just keep listening to stuff. Like there's nothing that I wasn't aware of, but I'll go through phases where I'm more into something than I used to be.
What about this? My last question is, this might be a terrible question. But I don't I'm curious how you view these things, but when artists have comebacks.
Yeah.
What's the worst comeback? Where you're just like, what? How could this happen? Stop it! Just go away! It was better when you didn't come back.
Would it be a recent one?
Yeah,
an
old
artist. About Starship before. I think
a tour that you saw.
Starship
oh my god!
Oh, a tour that I saw.
It's like
that.
Keep going.
I'm just gonna keep going. A tour that I saw, and that band should have just stayed.
Hey, keep talking.
Yeah. Okay.
What's up?
Who shouldn't have come back? I don't know. Who shouldn't have come back? Me?
Sorry.
Me? Maybe I shouldn't have come back.
I have to stop the interview.
Tell me a couple of comebacks that are recent, and I'll tell you who shouldn't have done it. I didn't like the most recent Neil Diamond stuff, but I don't blame him for
Yeah,
trying.
like
I don't blame him for trying because I like Neil Diamond. I
right,
just don't think it was necessarily good stuff.
right.
Um,
Bon Jovi.
well,
Just
but
kidding.
see,
But they're always trying to be sexy and like hip.
yeah,
That's what's funny when there's comebacks where someone's trying to be sexy. That's what always bothers me. If you were like a sex idol, or
yeah.
like sex symbol, and then like you get older, like you should just grow into who you are. Like don't try to hold on to that thing. It's
Hold on
like
to 16 as long as you can.
yeah, like it's just let yourself just age. Like you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's always so awkward to me.
That may have been an awkward comeback, but he sold a lot of records, right?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Britney Spears has a recent album.
Yeah, it's true.
I would say that.
She's back.
Yeah, so that's a comeback that maybe not welcome.
I have to stop the interview. Thanks for watching, Stephen. Thanks for being here, my first guest.
I can't believe I'm the first guest.
You're
Did
the
you
first
ever
guest.
know that you're my hero?
Yeah,
You're
I love
everything
it.
that I could want to be.
I love that.
All right.
All
Want
right.
to be.
Well, check out Steven's music and Hedwig and all the future music to come. Thank you for watching. Bye.